Hello, everyone, and since it is the spooky season, I could not resist a chance to get my creepy compatriot and co-star, Miss Katie McCarthy, in, and we're going to have a bit of a chat about what's hot this Halloween, what you can check out, and maybe what to expect in the future. So, Katie, you've been a busy girl. And it's been a busy box office. We briefly talked about it. And there is a review coming. Definitely a review coming. But I think everyone's a little bit surprised by the success of Five Nights at Freddy's. It is going crazy, right?
I mean, I had already told you guys that I was probably going to go opening night because my son is just a fanatic. And it actually came out a day early here. So I got us tickets. Got to stay up late on a school night because I'm a cool mom. Not one of those boring moms. I'm a cool mom. So
Horror mom.
Gotta love it. So took him to see Five Nights at Freddy a day early. I was actually really surprised with how much I enjoyed it. I mean, I know a little bit about the lore, but every now and then Grace would lean over and whisper and give me the ins and outs of the background.
Oh no! Are we at that age where kids have to tell us what's cool and explain it to us now? Is that what's happening?
Well, it wasn't so much that. Like he would explain.
Yes.
Well, I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, but he was just trying to help Mum out, you know.
Well, like for example, this is like a common fact. The animatronics have kids in it. I mean, not kids, ghost kids. So
yeah, we know that.
Facts like that he would tell me about. Just like a little background. My hair is killing me.
Bless.
So he would give me little facts like that, and it was fun. So originally, when this was announced, it was all over the internet that it was going to be 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
It was not. It was just under 2, and I think it was it flowed really nicely. I had a feeling that it was going to be a lot longer because they were going to try to fit in more of the backstory.
We did talk about this. We talked about this when we did our upcoming horror special not long ago. But I think that they are firmly eyeing the franchise now, and obviously with the success of the box office, we're getting more Five Nights at Freddy's.
I heard a little rumor that my love Matthew Lillard had signed on for a 3-film deal regarding Five Nights at Freddy's. So
there we go. There we go.
I will.
So I think.
Quick.
Yeah, sorry, keep going.
5-second review before we move on. It needed 500% more Matthew Lillard. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There's a huge surprise for everyone that Katie knows. I have a question. How is it for kids?
Okay, so my son is 8, turning 9.
Yep.
It was not very violent. It was definitely geared towards a younger audience, and he was. I'm pretty honest with him, so he was asking, I heard it was going to be rated R. What would have had to be done to get this up to an R rating? I said, well, a lot more cursing, for starters, and probably a little more violence. It was not it was more of an allusion to violence.
Yeah.
Than it was actually violent. There were some pretty graphic scenes, but nothing. You didn't see a lot of blood or anything like that.
Gateway horror, basically. That's the big thing.
Very good gateway horror movie. Trigger warnings. It does deal with death of children. There is the topic of kidnapping, and these are all topics that people would kind of know if they know the lore. Yeah. However, it's not so much focused on the video game background. It has its own background, and I think it flowed really nicely because when you do movies like this, think of Silent Hill. You either loved it or you hated it, because if you're a big Silent Hill fan, you were like, this is pretty true to the adaptation. It was great. But if you don't really know the background, you're just kind of stupid.
It works, yeah. It works, yes. But that's good. It's good. Yeah, all right. There is more to come. We're only talking really generally about it because we all really want to sit down and watch this movie because it ticks a lot of boxes for us elder millennial kids that want to, do that gateway horror thing. And as we talked about before, Goosebumps is doing great things on Disney Plus with the exact same vibe, like that gateway horror we're coming into it. It's like, it's good to get that multi-generational scare happening. It's good that you can bond with your children over
It's been
stuff
a
like
lot
that.
of fun. Grayson's getting into horror now. He's right into the nice age where you can start getting into the spooky stuff. We took him on his first haunted hayride this past weekend. It's fun. It's
Awesome. Fun. That is so good. But there's some other stuff. Speaking of kids, we've had an announcement this week, a little bit of an update about the much discussed Hocus Pocus 3.
I hadn't heard what's going on.
It is definitely happening.
Oh, boy.
Yes. Confirmed with Anne Fletcher back to direct and Jen D'Angelo writing the script. So Jen D'Angelo says, she was interviewed in Entertainment Weekly recently, saying we're still in the story phase, we're still working on it, we've been working on some ideas. It's been fun to dive back into the world where we have so many directions in which to go and so many new characters to explore. We've only scratched the surface of Hannah Waddingham's Mother Witch. So it looks like we're going to get more Hannah Waddingham in a big way. For worse or better, I think that I hope that they're going to learn from their mistakes and we're going to get that original cast back in some way as well, because they've all gone to Salem this Halloween because it's the anniversary. So Thora Birch and Omar Katz everyone have gone to, all the kid casts have gone to Salem to celebrate the anniversary. I think it's time for those worlds to collide, I think, in the new one. And definitely we can't, that can't be the end of the Sanderson sisters. As much as they want to make it about someone else, Hocus Pocus is their series. And it's theirs. I read a very interesting little article that Disney were not impressed with Bette Midler's portrayal originally. They said it was overly theatrical.
I'm sorry, have they met Bette Midler?
I know. Who wouldn't want Winifred Sanderson in there? It's like, oh, come on, guys.
What?
We want...
Okay, if not Bette Midler, who?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly. You can't picture anyone else in it because she is Winifred Sanderson.
Exactly. And I think that you can't do it without the other, you know.
No.
Three, without the three of them. I think
Kathy Nanji?
Kathy Najimy and Sarah Jessica Parker. Let's just get them all in there.
Oh yeah.
Let's all just get them in there and make it happen. I think it's cute. I think it's give us one more run through, because the rumor has always been that this one's going to the big screen. That the Hocus Pocus 2 was the rebuilding. Let's see if there's an audience. Let's mess around, and this time we're going to go straight for the big screen, like High School Musical 3. Like, we're going to go out with a big bang, and I think they're planning on spinning it off and doing all this kind of stuff, which is cool. I think the Sanderson sisters, if this is going to be the last hurrah for them, they deserve a big send-off. They deserve a very big send-off. Now, while we're talking about gateway horror, have you checked out anything to do with R.L. Stein's new TV show, The Haunting Hour?
I have not.
No, yeah.
I've been meaning to.
So it was originally a straight to video thing back in 2007, but it is.
I mean,
it's old. It's old, but it's something that we have never talked about. Like it's kind of that thing that slipped through the cracks between Goosebumps and the Are You Afraid of the Dark revival. Did you never saw it? Because I was reading an article about it on Bloody Disgusting, and they're like, it's gateway horror at its finest. And we were talking about gateway horror. I'm like, I remember hearing about it, but I never watched it.
The Haunting Hour or the reboot of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
No, The Haunting Hour.
No, I've heard of it.
I've heard of it. Maybe we were too old.
Never got to it. I'll still watch it. I love anything R.L. Stein, really. We went to a book sale this past weekend and saw some Fear Street books, and I'm just like...
Did you pull the pin? Did you go, yes?
I was so excited. nothing that
Yes, I need to. I feel
it
like
was
they should do like a big they should do like an omnibus How many people wouldn't buy the Ultimate Collection? You know what I mean? Like a big box set. I know I would.
oh my god, just take my money now.
I know. Take my money or else die.
Pre-sale, pre-order.
Do it.
Just
Do
take
it.
my money. Just
Do
take
it. I'm hoping that, we're getting. He thinks that there's going to be more Fear Street. So let's hope, because we really liked it. We enjoyed Fear
Oh yeah.
Street.
Oh, so
So
good.
we hope. Like, there's so much potential for that series to spin out and do so much more.
I mean,
It's
there's
just
so
like,
many
come on.
like spin-offs on the Fear Street one.
Oh,
God,
I know.
the-
The cheerleaders.
I want to see the first Evil. That's what I want to see. I want to see the first, second, and third.
I would like to see also the thingy, the theme park one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just can't think of the name.
I think it's Fear Park or something. It'd have to be, right? We have something generic like that. It'd be like Fear Park. But yeah, cheerleaders, the first Evil, the second, like all that kind of stuff. There is so much good stuff. I just need, and with that teaser, it's like, yeah.
It was
And,
it was Fear Park, and it was the first scream, the loudest scream, the last scream.
Yes, we love screaming. That's why we do the show that we do. We love screaming. But you've been screaming all over the place. What else have you been checking out, Katie? You've been a busy girl. You've been reading. You've been doing all kinds of stuff.
I just finished Never Whistle at Night, which is if you're looking for a real kind of quick read, this one is an anthology. And so for those of you who are unaware, an anthology is just like a book full of short stories. So you can kind of pick it up and put it down whenever you want to. I really liked this one. It was all Indigenous authors because they say you're not supposed to whistle at night because it draws evil spirits to come to you and follow you home. And I thought it was really interesting. They had men and women authors, just all from different I don't know I don't want to say tribes because that's not the right word.
Different groups. Just say different groups.
Different groups. All from like different groups. And I really enjoyed it. I thought there were some of them that really kind of creeped me out. Like I'm like reading it and I'm kind of like seeing the shadows on the wall. Like
we're gonna lock that door. We're gonna make sure that window's shut. We're gonna do that kind of thing.
I was not whistling "What is that" on my wall, but really liked it. I'm in my prime spooky season reading, so that is another one I would recommend. What just came out? So When Evil Lurks, this is one I really want to watch. It just came out on Shudder. I mean, look at that poster. Look at that alone. That alone.
It doesn't look like she's got a headache or something.
She's about to have a headache.
Right.
So this is Demons.
Demons for Halloween. We like that.
This is also got subtitles. It is an Argentinian one. So if you're not Argentinian. Sorry about that. So if you're not into subtitles, I would suggest probably not going into this.
So much reading.
Sexy Gary actually watched this already, and he said it was really good.
Okay.
So, if you've got his glowing review, it's probably really good. He said it was pretty intense, gruesome. From what I can remember about it, a demon is coming into a small town, and they're just kind of trying to not get possessed.
As you do.
It's a really vague kind of description.
It's probably one of those movies that you don't want, like, they don't want to give too much away with anyway. Like, it's like...
I feel like if I give a really solid intro of it, it's going to give a lot away. But there's
spoil it for people.
There's demons, there's possession.
Demons in a small town. What more could you want?
Children, animals, dying. Be careful.
all the good stuff.
I just like to give a heads up to those sensitive horror folks. And then the last one that just came out on Shudder. If you're a fan of the Hell House LLC series, the newest one is out. So this is the
Hell House LLC. Oh my God, that's so busy.
Yes. This one just came out. So this one is investigators say at the Carmichael Manor, which is a site of a grisly and unsolved murders of the Carmichael family back in the 80s. After 4 nights, the group was never heard from again. Ooh.
Oh,
If you are
no.
familiar with the Hell House series at all, you know it's all found footage. Some are better than others. As it is with the franchise.
As happens. Yes, as happens with franchises.
If I have to rank them, it's going to go 1, 3, 2, but people will disagree with me. I'll let you know how this one goes.
Okay, yeah, you got to add it to the list. Add it to the list. It's important time. It's important time.
So I got a lot on my plate for Halloween.
You do, and it looks like we're going to have a lot of Halloween on our plates because big news recently that there were, after a huge, apparently very big bidding war, Miramax has scored the television rights to Halloween. Interesting, yes. Miramax Television has signed a wide-ranging deal with Trancas International Films, which is the Akkad's, Malik Akkad, who is, holding Michael Myers in his death grip, to produce a Halloween TV series, which also includes a first-look agreement on other television projects for the international marketplace. The new Halloween TV series is envisioned to potentially launch a cinematic universe spanning television and film.
I'm interested to see what timeline it takes.
I'm interested. So the rumors that I've been hearing is that it is not going to ignore what has come before, but it's going to be more anthological, I guess. I've heard rumors about a lot of it has been talking about The Mask, like they were making like they kind of started to do in the David Gordon Green trilogy and then kind of abandoned it. Like The Mask has the power, there's something to do with The Mask, da-da-da-da-da. But there is so many ways to go. I mean, I don't know that they're going to go back. And look, they might go right back and just do a hardcore reboot and go, let's do this from the very beginning and give us teenage Laurie Strode and let it play out, because that's what they're doing with Harry Potter. They're stripping everything right back for this TV series. TV seems to be the place to go for everything these days. Chucky is doing its mid-season final tonight, so hugely, who would have thought Child's Play would have been this huge success on television and able to tie in all those random movies into one canonical universe. It's crazy. I mean, we've got Welcome to Derry for the It fans, the Stephen King fans. That's coming. You've got Crystal Lake coming. Horror is taking root in television, and it'll be very interesting to see how Halloween, as I sit up properly, you can see my shirt.
At the Halloween time.
How it translates to a TV series, because I feel like sometimes in the movie, especially in that franchise, we've got a lot of half-baked, half-developed ideas, because we've got to have the kills and we've got to keep things moving. But with the slower pace of television, it's either going to help it or hurt it. I'm just hoping for something a little bit different. Obviously, we're all going to have, and I think that's a good thing with the Halloween franchise, we all have our favorite versions of. If you want to go and watch Laurie Strode is Dead timeline, you can go down the 1, 2, 4, 5 mark, 4, 5, 6, or you can go Laurie Strode's alive, 1, 2 H20, or 1, 2 David Gordon Greens, or you can just be a completist and watch everything. But there's a very choose your own adventure moment to Halloween, which is kind of cool. I get that's annoying, but it's kind of cool.
I know this is going to stir up some controversy, but I feel like, I know me, controversial, whatever. I feel like if they dove into Rob Zombie's universe and even took diving into the background of it, that could even be interesting. Because I think he had a good idea with his Halloween movies, he just didn't get there. He didn't hit
Just
the
didn't
mark.
stick the landing.
He didn't.
Didn't
And
stick the landing.
I find that kind of the case with a lot of Rob Zombie movies. He has this great idea.
Great ideas, poor execution.
Basically, you just
Basically.
gotta stop putting Sherry Moon Zombie in all your fucking movies. I don't care if she's your wife. She's not a good actress. Period. Sorry.
She's scary. But there's a lot. All right, I think the general consensus is there's a lot of scares to share around this Halloween, whether you go back to your classics or look for something new, a book, a podcast. If you're a Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, Slayers, a Buffyverse podcast has just dropped, which is a canonical sequel series with a lot of the returning cast. It's quite good. It's quite funny to hear them doing voice acting. You know, it took me a little while to sit in it and go, oh, okay, this does feel like an episode of Buffy, but it's really cool to see them take back the power and, you know, reclaim their roles and move forward, because it's a multiverse story. So where we left off with Buffy, which was 20 years ago, folks.
The early 2000s just don't feel that long ago.
The final episode of Buffy aired in 2003.
Isn't that crazy? That's 20 years ago.
20 years ago. So this story picks up 10 years after the end of Sunnydale, quite literally, and Spike is being Spike in LA and falls, you know, into a brand new Slayer, but also meets a Slayer from another dimension, a dimension where Buffy Summers never existed. And the chosen one, you ask? One Miss Cordelia Chase. Charisma Carpenter is serving prime Cordelia in this, but we also have, as I said, James Masters returning. We have Emma Caulfield as Anya. We have Amber Benson as Tara. So some Anthony Head as Giles. So there's some really great nostalgia there, as well as some new characters that are quite well written and very, very Buffy, is all I'm going to say. So that's something to listen to as well. We've got reading, we've got listening, we've got watching. You can do whatever you want this Halloween, just as long as you being creepy, because it's not going to stop. Like, I feel like the horror is going to keep coming, especially with Thanksgiving literally slicing its way towards us.
Did you see that announcement?
That's going to be good.
We finally got it. This holiday.
It's going to be good. I think we're definitely at the beginning of a new franchise there as well. Hot confirmation that Terrifier 3 is going to be set at Christmas time, and big rumors that Scream 7 is going to be a Christmas movie. So it'll be interesting to see Ghostface in the snow. We'll see. But, you know, celebrate this spooky season while you have it. Gather your friends and family around and scare the absolute crap out of each other. Until next time, we have been part of your Uncensored horror crew, and we'll catch you later. Keep it creepy, folks. Bye.